gets word that Derek King, the quarterback from Houston. All right, I believe we are live. Not quite sure yet. I'm at the dog park. If you can't tell, that's why there's a bunch of dogs barking behind me. But it's a big day for the University of Miami. Big day as the University of Miami finally officially gets word that Derek King, the quarterback from Houston, will be transferring in the portal to Miami, which is awesome. He had to be in class by tomorrow morning, so he's evidently going to be there, and I'm stoked. I'm totally stoked, which is why I'm live from a dog park because I had to interrupt my life to talk about this news with you guys. First of all, we have to give props to the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Manny Navarro, who covers the Miami Hurricanes for The Athletic, for breaking the story. And a lot of you people were on Manny because he broke the story, and then we didn't get official word from Derek King. And we got some other bonehead, jughead, jabroni from Houston saying, oh, no, he's looking at this place, he's looking at that place. Whatever, man. Manny got it right, and a lot of you owe him a damn apology. That's what you owe him. So let's talk about this. Where does this leave the University of Miami with the quarterback situation? What does this do for the offense? Well, one thing, let's talk about Derek King. He's a guy out of Manville, Texas. Matter of fact, he was the starting quarterback ahead of Kyle Trask, who's at Florida now. That's why Kyle Trask never started, because Derek King was ahead of him on the depth chart. So good. You have a guy that was better in high school than a guy that looks pretty good in orange and blue. And I never say that, but damn better than Felipe Franks. So glad we didn't get him. What else do you get? Well, not only do you get a guy that is dual threat, a guy who set records with TDs at Houston this year with a high-powered offense, both running the ball, a bunch of running touchdowns, throwing touchdowns. Matter of fact, it wasn't this year; it was the year before. He only played a few games this year, then decided to redshirt, which is why he's available for Miami this year. So he came into Houston and actually had to play wide receiver, scored touchdown that way. But he had to play wideout for a year and a half before he moved back to quarterback. So this kid comes in as a triple threat, right? We're talking the amount of things that you could do with Derek King on the field is unbelievable. He can run, he can throw, and he can catch. So you never know. He might run that Miami special. You never know what's going on. But this is why I like it, because it's new blood in the quarterback room. And as we've been reading lately, it's bleeping toxic in that quarterback room between Tate and Jaron and Nkosi and everything that's going on. Dan Eno certainly didn't help. He didn't like them. They didn't like him. So it's a reset, rewind. That was supposed to be my reggae horn, but it wasn't. It was horrible. The people at the dog park think I'm bleeping crazy because I'm yelling and making sounds. But that's okay. They can deal. They're dealing with dogs. So all of a sudden, you have a guy that is a bona fide college quarterback, right? Who comes in with the right offensive coordinator for his skill set in Rhett Lashley, a guy that's going to run the spread. He's going to run a balanced spread, which means we're going to get a little bit of Gus Malzahn with a run heavy spread, and get a little bit of the air raid offense that he learned under Sonny Dykes. So that's good. A lot of people are asking, well, what about the offensive line? What have you? But that's why you have a mobile quarterback, and that's why you run a spread, and that's why you get a new offensive line coach who is used to running spread, who can teach new blocking schemes that go with the spread, so that this is exactly what you needed. Okay, you need the right players with the right offense. An offense is going to cater to the players that you have. Am I right? Yeah, you're damn straight I'm right. And I feel like this is not going to solve every Miami woe. This is not going to suddenly make the program go from 6-7 to 15-0, winning a national championship. It's not about one player or one move. It's about a whole conundrum of things that has to be turned around. But this is a good start. And it's an amazing offseason for Manny Navarro. Think about where we were about a month ago. So that brings us to the next question. So Derek King comes in. he's your starter. I don't care. Okay, like everyone else can take a backseat. Now, who stays and who goes? That is a good question. So, if I had to guess, Jaron Williams has already wanted to leave once. He's got dad problems. He's got problems with other people on the team. There's from what I hear, he's an interesting personality type of guy. I don't know how else to put it. Well, I do know how else to put it, but I'd rather not say. My mommy told me if I didn't have anything nice to say, don't 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 say it. So I really think Jaron's gone. Kosi just seems like he looks like to me like the guy that's just comfortable. Like, yo, I'll just stick it out and whatever happens, happens. No worries. Maybe I'm wrong about that. And I think Tate is staying because I think I think he thinks that that he has something to prove. So that means Jaron Williams is gone. Now you got Tyler Van Dyke coming in, and the good thing is I was worried you were going to have to start the freshman quarterback, and you don't want to do that. Okay, you don't want to have to start a freshman quarterback. We've been through that. It's horrible. So if you can get TVD to sit a year behind Derek King, well, that's the best of the best of the best. And then you get two other guys in Tate and Nkosi who've at least seen a college snap before in case somebody gets hurt. But you got to get Jaron out of there, I believe. I believe he will transfer. I don't know that. I've heard nothing, but everything I've heard about Jaron is that he doesn't coexist well with everybody else for whatever reason. And also has some, let's just say, some family issues, some dad problems that that are not boding well. He needs a fresh start himself. And I think a lot of his social issues family wise, and what have you, are what caused him to kind of go astray, if you will, at times. So that's just my belief. Someone took a picture of me. I don't know why. That's weird. Why do you want to take a picture of my fat face? Who would want to do that? Don't do that. You're just going to do something stupid with it. Post it somewhere, the bad comment. Who knows? Um, so I'm really excited, really stoked about this Derek King move. And listen, again, let's calm the expectations. This is not going to suddenly turn this Miami team fully around into a championship contender. But man, is it awesome to be able to go into a season with a bona fide real college quarterback that you're not worrying about. And I think it is. I think it's a great thing. It makes me feel better. Now to worry about how they're going to block for him, but I think that's going to be uh, um, I think that's going to be resolved with the new blocking scheme, new offensive line coach, and new offense. And obviously, the wide receivers have to step up. Now you need wide receivers coach. Stubblefield is out. I see a lot of you being all over the Trooper Taylor thing. And Trooper Taylor is one of the best assistants that's been around in college football, and he certainly can recruit. But there's some sketchy things there. Remember, he got in trouble for some recruiting violations, and that's kind of been a shadow that's followed him his entire career. And listen, uh, um, if you ask me, what would make Miami better? I would tell you, well, they've got to get down and dirty like the rest of the programs in college football. But that's probably not going to happen under this regime. As long as Blake James is the athletic director, Miami is not going to play the games that a lot of other schools play. Hi, whoever you are that just said hi. Miami's not going to get into those games. So I think the chances of them hiring Trooper Taylor are slim. Even though he's a very valuable commodity as a receivers coach and a recruiter, but he has this dark cloud that just covers him for what he does on the recruiting trail. Now, I am a big proponent of Lamar Thomas, and here's why. And it's not just because he is a former Cane. Um, I think that's part of it, and he knows how to get a Miami wide receiver up and going. But I've been around Lamar a lot. And I know him really well. And he has his demons in his past, okay? There's no doubt about it. But he's far removed from that. He went and coached at Louisville, where he had a tough time under Petrino, and then he went and coached at Kentucky with Mark Stoops. And then he left to go take an AFL job, and that league folded. But in knowing Lamar, in watching him away from Miami as an actual wide receiver coach, he's got the skills. He knows how to coach wide receivers, man. Okay. Here's the thing. This is why you need Lamar. So, arguably the best wide receivers coach in Miami history was Curtis Johnson, right? Curtis Johnson now on the Saints. And the thing that made Curtis Johnson, and I watched him every day at practice. That was the team. I was there every day at practice. I was flying on the plane with him. I knew CJ really well. And if you talk to every wide receiver from Santana Moss to Reggie Wayne to Andre to both Andres, Johnson and King, to Daryl Jones, they will tell you up and down that CJ was the best coach they ever had. Why? Because CJ was freaking tough on those guys, right? Not only did they have to go out there and freaking catch the ball, they had to go down the field and freaking block. CJ made those guys into amazing wide receivers. Now, granted, he started with really great talent with those guys. But remember, Santana Moss comes in. He's wearing number 48. He's on a track scholarship. How many of you remember that? Probably not many of you, because you're probably a lot younger than me. But CJ molded that track guy that came in from Carroll City into one of the best receivers ever in the Miami program. So why am I saying CJ? Because he was hard on his players, and that's what Lamar is. Lamar is hard on his receivers. He gets the most out of them. He pushes them. He doesn't take crap from them, and he makes sure that they are complete receivers, not just guys that are ready to be, the stars and catch the football. That's why I like Lamar. Now, there's a bunch of other great receiver coaches out there, and I'd be happy with a lot of them. There's no doubt. But that's why I think Lamar Thomas should be the wide receiver coach. So hashtag bring back Lamar. But, whichever way they go is fine with me. So today, listen, here's the thing about the transfer portal and about Danny Boy Kane says he hears Michael Irvin. Do you think Michael Irvin's going to come coach wide receivers at the University of Miami? Like, you really think that's going to happen? I mean, they could promote Pop Cooney. That could be a thing. That could happen. He's a great recruiter, that's for sure. Maybe, but you know what? Here's what I've learned about the college game. You just keep promoting guys, and giving them more money. But have a bunch of guys on staff, like Brian Patter's brother, like DeMarcus Van Dyke, like Pop Cooney, who are all could be coaches, but they're operations guys who are not coaching at all. Those guys aren't coaching at all. No. You get like 20 of those guys. So if you could keep Cooney in his operations role or recruiting role, where he's still not coaching, but then add somebody else to the staff, that would be amazing. But let's just talk about this transfer portal thing for a second. So Derek King comes in, right? It's a stopgap for a year. It's basically, all right, it gives us a year to develop Tyler Van Dyke and to get him to the point where he could be a bona fide college starter. Get to the O-line in a second. But this is not the way you want to keep doing it. The idea is to recruit the quarterbacks as freshmen and groom them as they go along and have them eventually play as at the earliest a sophomore, if not junior and senior. You don't want to be in the position where you have to have freshmen continue to start. Now, you fell into it when back in the day when Kenny Kelly gets hurt at Virginia Tech, blows out his knee. Ken Dorsey comes in, throws like 110 interceptions. But by the end of that 99 season, Ken Dorsey developed into a great quarterback, goes through 2000. They lose to Washington in 2001, 2002. They're one of the best quarterbacks ever in college. And damn, he should have won the Heisman instead of that other idiot from Oklahoma. Was it Heupel or White or which one of them? I don't remember. Now, back to the offensive lineman. It'd be great if you get some O-linemen through the portal. You need some big biscuit-eating mother bleepers in order to block. But as I said before, I think you'll see that the scheme they run with the coach that they have, along with Derek King's ability to make something out of nothing and to improvise, and he's a heady quarterback, is going to help the offensive line immensely. I think the scheme we were running and the coaching we were getting at that position did not help our guys at all at offensive line. You didn't really see a bunch of guys getting better. I'm thinking about like Navon Donaldson and other like you didn't see a lot of growth under the previous offensive line coach. So I think just getting a new coach, new scheme, new quarterback helps that immensely. Again, do I think someone transfers? Yeah, I think if the first person to go would be Jaron Williams. I think he would be the odd man out because, from what I hear, he just doesn't fit personality wise with a bunch of guys, not only in that room but on the team. And he's had his opportunities, and I know he's been hurt and things have gone wrong. But you know what, dude? In one game against Louisville, looks like he could be a Heisman contender, and then the next game he can't hit the ocean from the boat, and the boat is sitting in the middle of the Pacific. So I think he's going to be the guy to leave. I think Tate stays. I don't know what he amounts to, but I think he stays because he seems like a Miami guy, to be honest with you, as does Nikosi. They just seem like Miami guys. But I think right now the plan is Derek King starts, TVD learns underneath him, hopefully can redshirt, is busting his ass every day in practice, watching film, learning Rhett Lashley's system. The team goes out, does well. Derek King goes on to the NFL. TVD takes over, and boom. Now you can play TVD in a couple of games and still redshirt him. So I like that. I like that a lot. So I think that's good stuff. All right. So in recap, Derek King coming to Miami. Stoked about it. He can pass for touchdowns. He can run for touchdowns. He played wide receiver early on in his career, so he can catch touchdowns. Watch out for that Miami special play. Kevin Beard, another good choice. I love Kevin Beard. He's a good dude, good coach. I don't know. There's a lot of options out there for wide receiver coach. We'll see. So Derek King transfers in. Love it. Huge. Stopgap for a year. That's what the portal is made for. Stopgap for a year. TVD trains underneath him, gets to learn the Lashley system, and then suddenly, you have hopefully a plan at quarterback moving forward. Now let's just talk about this in closing. Big news with Derek King, big news with Lashley, big news offensive line coach, hopefully getting a good wide receiver coach. But let's not go crazy, okay? Let's not think this team is going to go undefeated to win the championship. I even saw Derek King on the Heisman voting odds. Let's not go there, please. Let's not put the pressure on the kids. So what will be a successful season for the Miami Hurricanes? What will be the kind of season that would satisfy the fans and show improvement? Well, they went 6-7 last year. But I'm pretty sure you got to get to 9 or 10 wins. I would say you have to win the Coastal, but weird things can happen. So if you're in contention for the Coastal for the entire season and some bad thing happens in the last game of the year, a flip one way, a flip another, a kick one way, a flip another. Okay, if you don't win the Coastal, but you got 10 wins or 9 wins and you've had a good season and maybe you lose on the last kick, okay, fine. If you get blown out in 3 or 4 games, that's not acceptable anymore. So and don't tell me that Coastal should be a cakewalk. We just lost to Duke, FIU, and Louisiana Tech. Okay, please, can we stop? We can't do that thing anymore. That. Well, I mean, this was gone 15 years ago, but no longer can we just be like, hey, we got the U on our helmet. We're just gonna run the Coastal and we're awesome, because that's not what it is anymore. We have to build back up to that. So let's temper the expectations and let's go from 6 wins and let's try to get 10. Try to get 10. Hopefully you get 10. And if you do, well, that is something. That's a turnaround. That's something you love. All right. Now, for all of you watching and who are going to watch this, please follow me on the social, which you are at Miami Radio Beast. And of course, go find my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. I do YouTube videos all the time, trying to build up that channel. Eventually, we'll be doing live and podcasting, and all sorts of content will be coming out. I've got grand schemes and grand plans, so go follow the YouTube channel. Please, if you're not subscribed, do it right now. You'll get more stuff like this. Not me at a dog park talking, rambling about Derek King, but other content that you may like or not like, but you'll kind of like it. So go subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you really love me, go to patreon.com, patreon.com/Brian the Beast London, and, throw me a shekel because, lost my job in November and I'd like to keep the lights on and the family fed and all that stuff. All right. Big day for Doesn't solve everything, but it makes me happy, and it's a positive thing for all of us Canes fans. So for everybody here at the Cooper City Dog Park, see all the doggies and people running and all that stuff, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.